Everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anisha and today I will discuss the liquid vapor phase equilibrium. So in my previous video I discussed the phase equilibrium of the two component system. This is also the phase equilibrium of the two component system. Now the difference is that in my previous video I was taking the help of two component. The two component was the phenol and water system. Phenol and water system. Now when these two components are mixed together, phenol and water, they are forming heterogeneous solution and homogeneous solution. And heterogeneous and homogeneous solution means that in case of heterogeneous solution, you can distinguish the between the two solution, and in case of homogeneous solution, you can't distinguish. And the state of the system, that is homogeneous or heterogeneous, is the liquid state. But when for my today's discussion, I am taking two liquid which are volatile liquid. Now when two volatile liquids are mixed together, then the two phases are not the homogeneous phase and heterogeneous phase. Here the two phases are the liquid phase and the vapor phase, because you all know that in case of the liquid, when there is a liquid in a container, then this liquid is in equilibrium with the vapor of the liquid, okay, which is the liquid present here. There some extent of the vapor of that liquid may be present in the upper portion of the liquid, but this what percentage of the vapor will be from, this will depend upon the nature of the solution, either it is volatile or not. Now when this is the volatile solution or volatile liquid, then the amount of the vapor formed in the room temperature is considerable. But in case of water, if you are thinking what is the boiling point of water? The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, and what is the room temperature? Suppose the room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. So in the room temperature, what is the contribution of the vapor state of a water system is not considerable. But when you are taking the benzene solution, it is a volatile liquid. It's in the room temperature also you can get a sufficient amount of vapor of the benzene. So here we are considering that two volatile liquid are mixed together and they are forming the liquid and vapor phases. Now what is the effect of the change of the pressure on and the change the mole percent of the component present in the system, I will discuss here. So here I am taking the two solution is the two liquid is the benzene and the toluene. Benzene plus toluene. Now benzene plus toluene, what is the structure of benzene? This is the structure of benzene, and in case of toluene, the structure is that this is CH3. Now they are volatile liquid. Now when they are mixed together, there are considerable amount of the vapor present in the system. Now when two liquid they are mixed together, if the liquid what is the solution is formed in the is the ideal solution, then it obeys the Raoult's law. Okay, that means that what is the Raoult's law? Now suppose this is a mixture of the benzene and the toluene. Suppose this is a mixture of the benzene and toluene. Suppose this is a mixture of the benzene and toluene, and this is a pure solution of the benzene this round, this is the pure solution of the benzene, and this is the pure solution of the toluene. Now, sometime before I am telling that when a liquid is present in the system, they are forming the vapor phase in the system. So, if this is the liquid benzene, then there is some contribution of the liquid benzene in the vapor state also. So, this is the vapor. Let the pressure of the vapor state of this liquid benzene is the PB. And here also the same thing arises, that is when they are in the liquid state, that is the toluene in the liquid state, they are formed the vapor phase. So if the pressure of the vapor phase of the toluene is that PT, then when they are mixed together, if the solution is ideal solution, then what is the vapor pressure of the that liquid? Okay, what is the vapor contribution of the vapor pressure of the benzene in the system, and what is the contribution of the vapor pressure of the toluene in the system? So this can be told from the Raoult's law. That is, the Raoult's law says that the partial vapor pressure of a liquid, that is, here we are taking the partial vapor pressure because this is not pure solution. These two are the pure solution, but this is not the pure solution. This is a mixture. This is the pure state, sorry, not pure solution. This is the pure state and this is the pure state, but this is the mixing state. So in the pure state, what is the contribution of the vapor pressure will not be same as what is the contribution of the vapor pressure in the mixing state. You can follow my partial molar function, partial molar property video. There you can understand why these properties are changes when they are in the pure state and when they are in the mixture state. So now coming to the point that what is the Raoult's law? So Raoult's law is that the partial vapor pressure of the ith component in the system is that what is the mole fraction of the ith component in the system multiplied by what is the vapor pressure of the of that ith component in the pure state. This is the Raoult's law, that is the partial vapor pressure is equal to the mole fraction into the vapor pressure in the pure state. So this is actually the Raoult's law. So when the mixer is following the Raoult's law, and here another assumption is that what is the what molecules are present in the vapor phase, that is when the benzene is in the vapor phase or when in the toluene in the vapor phase, they are also behaving as the ideal gases. So when they are following the ideal gas law, then the total vapor pressure will be equal to the partial vapor pressure of the constituent. That is, the total vapor pressure of this mixing system, of this mixture, will be summation of the partial pressure of the summation of the partial pressure of the component present in the system. So this is actually the Raoult's law. So when the solution obeying the when the solution is an ideal solution, then the solution obeying the Raoult's law. In this diagram, I am taking the generalized form, that is A and B are mixed together. This A and B are the two volatile liquids. Left side of the diagram, the mole fraction of the B is equal to 0, and upon the axis the mole fraction is increasing, and here the mole fraction of B is equal to 1, but here the mole fraction of A is equal to 0. So this is the vapor pressure of the vapor pressure of the A is in the pure state, and here the vapor pressure of the B in the pure state. Now in this region is the mixing region. This region is the mixing region. So this is the curve for the vapor pressure of the A, and this is the curve for the vapor pressure of the B. That is, when the percentage of B is equal to 0, then its vapor pressure contribution was 0. But when it is increasing the fraction of the B in the system, so its vapor pressure increases. And the opposite case is true for the A component. Now in the mixing state, the total vapor pressure is equal to the summation of the partial vapor pressure of the component present in the system. So this is the Raoult's law. Now I can tell you what is the phase diagram of this type of system. Now this is the phase equilibrium curve of two volatile liquid solution. Now what is the phase rule? The phase rule is that F is equal to C minus P plus 2. If you are following my videos, then you can understand what is the meaning of F, C and P. Now here the component is 2, that means C is equal to 2. So F is equal to 2 minus P plus 2, that is equal to 4 minus P. Now another thing is that for the two component system, in my previous video also I told you that in the two component system, between the pressure and temperature, one variable is kept constant. That is, if the pressure is variable, then temperature is constant. If the temperature is variable, then pressure is constant. So for the two component system, the F is reduced by 1. That means here F is equal to 4 minus P minus 1, that means 3 minus P. So F is equal to 3 minus P for the two component system. Now I am taking this phase diagram as the T is equal to constant. T is equal to constant. Here P is variable and another variable is the composition of the system. So in the extreme left part, the composition of the B is the percentage of B is 0, and the extreme right part, the percentage of the A is the 0. Now this is the pressure axis, that is, upon this axis the pressure is increases. So as high pressure the liquid state can exist, and at the low pressure the vapor phase can exist. So in between the pressure range there will be some region where the liquid and vapor two phase can coexist, and this is actually the region where the vapor and the liquid two phase can coexist. So here the number of phase is equal to 1, here the number of phase is equal to 1, but between these two lines the number of phase is equal to 2, that is the phase of the liquid and vapor, but here only vapor phase can exist and here only the liquid phase can exist. So for this region, what is the value of degree of freedom? F is equal to 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2, and for this region F is equal to 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. But for this region, what is the value of F? The value of F is equal to 3 minus 2, that is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the degree of freedom value in different region of the two component volatile liquid system. Now from the beginning of this video I am telling, when the liquid in the mixing, two volatile liquid in the mixing state, there are some contribution of the liquid in the vapor state also. So this is the region for vapor, this is the region for the liquid. So what is the what is the composition of the or what is the percentage or mole fraction of the component present in the liquid phase is denoted by X, Xi, and what is the mole fraction of the component present in the vapor state is denoted by Yi. Okay, Xi means the mole fraction of the ith component in the liquid state, and Yi means the mole fraction of the ith component in the vapor state. Okay, now what is the effect of the pressure on this phase diagram? I will tell you. Now consider a point A, and this point A is correspond to the x mole fraction of the component present in the system. It may be if you are considering the composition axis where xb is variable, then this is the composition of the xb, and another equation is that xa plus xb is equal to always 1. If you know one mole fraction, then you can easily calculate what is the another mole fraction. Now let us have point A, and the mole fraction of B is x here, and in the same mole fraction upon this line you are reducing the pressure of the system. So in this point A, what is the state of the system? The state of the system is liquid. But when you are reducing the pressure of the system, in this point, the liquid and the liquid vapor can coexist. But when you cross this particular point, so there you can get the liquid and vapor phase. Then from this point to this point, you can get the liquid and vapor phase. Now again reducing the pressure, you can get the vapor phase of the system. So at a constant composition and at a constant temperature, by varying the pressure of the system, you can vary the phase of the system. Same thing is applicable when the pressure is constant and you are varying the temperature of the system, then also you can get the different phase in the system. So at point A there is only liquid phase, and at point suppose this is the point A dash, there is only the vapor phase. Now if there is a point, this is A1, if there is a point A1, you have to calculate what is the at point A1 what is the contribution of the liquid phase and the vapor phase in the point A1. As in the point A1, both the liquid and the vapor phase can coexist. So for this calculation, you have to draw a tie line. So if this denotes the what is the composition of the liquid phase, and what this denotes what is the composition at the vapor phase. So what is the amount of the liquid phase and what is the amount of the vapor phase in that particular point A1, this can be told by the lever rule. So what is that rule? The rule is that amount of liquid phase is to amount of vapor phase is equal to, this is equal to A1 V1 is to A1 L1. So what is the length of A1 V1 and what is the length of what is the length of A1 V1 and what is the length of A1 L1? By this ratio, you can tell that what is the amount of the liquid phase and what is the amount of the vapor phase present at the point A1. Okay, and this is the corresponding mole fraction of the liquid phase, mole fraction of B in the liquid phase. If this is the this is denoted as x1, mole fraction of B in the liquid phase, and this is the mole fraction of B in the vapor state. So what is the amount of the liquid phase and what is the amount of the vapor phase at point A1, you can tell that easily from this phase diagram. So by putting this equation, that is by putting the lever rule. So what is actually the importance of this phase diagram, I will tell you in the next video. That is by using this concept, that is the different vapor pressure of the component present in the system that have the different boiling point of that respective component in the system. So by using this concept of the distillation process takes place actually. So you have to know, for the distillation process you have to know what is the phase diagram of the liquid vapor phase two component system phase diagram. That's why it is very important. So in my next video I will tell you what is the importance of that phase diagram. So that's all about my today's video. Thank you for watching. See you again in my next video.